Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic. This time we are taking a look at the 1998 Mini 1.3. This car was requested by both Lonely Wolf and Apex GT4. It has front wheel drive, 142 horsepower, weighs very little at 642 kilograms, but it does not have a lot of torque. So yeah, I do like the Minis. Obviously that's sort of part of the whole point of being English, I guess. Yeah, and we have two in this game, the 1.3 and the 1.3 injection. This is the lower powered of the two, but nevertheless, we shall see how it copes with 6 laps around the Motorsports Land track. Our current leader, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5 RS, with a time of 29.490, has nothing to worry about with this Mini. At least, unless this Mini turns out to be godlike, but I don't think it will. More interestingly, it's sort of, or it will be more interesting to see how this car copes among cars like the MGFs, and, well, the MGF, and also if it turns out to be another Subaru 360, then yeah, it can battle with that car, because of course the 360, currently the slowest car that we've had around here, mostly just because, well, I don't actually know why the Subaru was as slow as it was, although I will say there's another car in this particular recording session today that, yeah, hopefully will take that sort of weight of being last off of the 360, because, yeah, it'll be nice to see a car. It'll be nice to see the 360 finally get elevated a little bit. But yeah, obviously, it's a nice handling car. I mean, duh. It's a Mini that doesn't weigh anything and is on super softs and has racing modification, going very slowly around a track. Of course, it's going to grip well, but the issue seems to, you know, these cars just don't have a straight line speed, which, you know, that's perfectly fine. You wouldn't expect them to, but yeah, they just do not have the straight line speed that is needed for a course like this. Admittedly, you know, while it is a lot of corners, when you're driving around a car as small as this, you do realise the amount of straights that there are actually on this track, and you know, there is quite a lot of them. And that's sort of where these Minis and, you know, your Subaru 360s and so on do start to be a little bit downfolded, because of course you'd think these cars would be great around here. They're great fun to drive around here, do not get me wrong, and you'd think they'd be great cars for this course because, well, obviously they are essentially go-karts in and of themselves, and this go-kart drift course, whatever it is suited to cars as small as this. But, you know, it is interesting because they're not hugely quick around here. So, yeah, I can imagine in real life they would be quicker than, say, race cars and stuff, just because race cars have terrible turning radiuses and so on, but that's not something we worry about in Gran Turismo 2. A 33.973 does mean that this thing certainly is not the slowest car that we've had around here. I would like to... oh god, I sort of overcooked it a little bit into there. So it's all to play for on the final lap then. Yeah, I can't remember what the MGF set a time of. I think it's like a 33.5, I want to say. Somewhere in that region. I'm not sure if the Mini can quite do that. You know, at that 33.9, I was pushing this thing about as far as it can ever reasonably go. Another issue with these sort of micro cars is because they don't have straight line speed on their side. I spoke about this before. If you make a mistake in these vehicles, you really feel it. Like, the lap time really suffers for it, because you just don't have the speed to the speed and the power to rectify your mistakes by, you know, being very quick through one sector. You know, you're sort of always running quick in one of these cars, so yeah, as a result, that does mean you don't quite have the same safety net that you do in the other cars. Coming down to the line though, this will be a quicker time. It's done it! I think anyways. It has maybe beaten the MGF. I hope it does. But yeah, 33.418, that is a bloody good time from the Mini. Certainly quicker than the Subaru 360 I was expecting it to be around, but yeah, a hugely quick lap time from that vehicle. Yeah, okay, so the final sector, sort of, yeah, the final lap really was the quickest of all of them. You could maybe get it into a 33.3 if you're lucky, but I don't think it could quite get there. But nevertheless, a very, very impressive performance from the Mini, so it's time to see where it places on our leaderboard. On to the leaderboard then, and the Mini 1.3 goes into 32nd place with a 33.418. While that may initially seem not particularly good, it is quite impressive considering the statistics of that car. It does actually manage to beat the Mazda MX-5 Renault Clio, slightly off the place of the Daihatsu Move, but overall a pretty decent result for the Mini. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Hot Lap Classic. If you have cars you would like to request for this series, you can do so in the comments below, and go into the description for a full request list form. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a farewell.